Hey y'all, I am D.Nicole from Rewind and Review, and today I will be doing a recap of the season 4 premiere of The Shy Soul Food. Now, if I had to rate this episode, I would be giving it 5 stars, y'all. Lena Waithe waited no time. We're getting to the juice of this season, y'all. So if you're new to my channel, welcome me, welcome you. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button below. Make sure that you hit that bell to make sure that you get notifications for when I post. Comment your thoughts and your theories of this episode, of the future episodes, what you think is going to happen later on down the line. And to my old couch potatoes, let's get to it. Okay, y'all, so Lena Waithe wasted no time giving us the heat at the beginning of the episode. And I'm telling y'all now, just call me Miss Cleo, because didn't I tell y'all that Jimmy and Jake were going to break the code? So the episode starts off with a small clip from a month later where Kevin is walking in a hallway, obviously looking for Gemma, who he has noticed has ducked off, and catches her kissing in the stairwell with Jake. And so Emmett is now has locked himself in the restroom, and it looks like he's battling with his demon of a conscience in the mirror. Our girl Keisha is in labor, and Duda is shot on a rooftop somewhere. So now we're a month prior, and Gemma and Kevin, y'all, are seen risking it all. Kevin is spending the night, waking up at the crack of dawn in Gemma's bedroom, y'all, jumping out of the window before they can get caught by Gemma's dad. And so next we see that the Williams family, y'all, is adjusting to their new life. They're moving on up because, y'all, they have finally moved out of their apartment. So Kevin's mama is in his room trying to wake him up, and she sees that he is not there. And so, y'all, I'm tripping off Keisha fast ass snitching, because talking about maybe he's at Gemma now, y'all. Keisha, before last season, honestly, he learned from the best. Your fast ass sneaking out of the room, y'all, but now she is dry snitching. But I'm tripping off of Gemma and Kevin, thinking that they are so slick, y'all. Still get caught by Gemma's dad on the home security cameras. So, y'all, I didn't know that Kevin had wore his school uniform over there. He's jumping out of the window, getting dressed, and I guess he ran to the front of the house and rang the doorbell as if he walked there that morning. And y'all, I'm even more happy that Gemma's dad is playing it cool. He's acting like, nothing happened. He hasn't busted them out. And I believe he's just waiting until their door closes to let them know, like, hey, I seen what went down. So the next scene, we see that Dom and Emmett's restaurant is still open. Duda's past is now hunting him because the news is on inside of the restaurant with the headline, Mayor's Hitting Past Revealed. And so the people are talking about his tie with Brandon's death, and about him being a part of 63rd Street Mall, and how he is not really dead. He's in witness protection. So I'm thinking that they're talking about Brandon, because clearly the beginning of the episode is a month later, so Duda hasn't been shot yet. So Papa is picking up a check from Emmett, so I am going to assume that the boys have moved from working at Perry's Pizza over to Emmett's and Dawn. So now we're inside of Gemma's home, and Gemma's dad is playing the cool, making small talk, asking Kevin if he had saw the front page of this morning's newspaper of the kids being caught looting the night before, and how talking about how white people are going to think, and just about the front cover, and how they're bringing the value of the city down, and the Olympics won't be held there, and basically to protect the city. So Gemma's power to the people ass is like, who cares what the white people think? Who's going to protect us from the police? And so, y'all, the dad is like, police aren't that bad, and Gemma's like, spoken like a true capitalist. So y'all know this is ironic, because we know that this season we will see that Jake will be a victim of police brutality. So next we see Tiff walking to the restaurant. At this moment, the two seem as if they're in a honeymoon phase, her and Emmett. So I want to know, throughout the season, is Emmett going to start feeling guilty about him and Dawn? And it shows because Tiff is in the kitchen talking to Dom about making some edibles because her plug ran out. And Emmett's so worried about them being in the same room, talking about, what are y'all talking about? Y'all talking about me? Like, dude, you're going to give your own stuff away, but I'm tripping that they let him know that everything is not always about you, Emmett. Okay, next week with Jake, E-Money, and Trig, and it looks like E-Money has herself a barbershop now. Jake is sweeping hair before school, so Trig is asking him, is he ready for his biology test? And y'all, I'm just happy that Jake has his family situationship going on with his actual family. So we see Jake is enjoying his school. He didn't think that he would like anything besides gym and free period. He's tooting his own horn about how good he is at it. And so y'all like, okay, black boy. So now Duda has entered the room, doing what he does best, talking shit, talking about how glad he is to see his money is not going to waste. And I'm tripping because this is the scene where Trig asks, gangster or mayor? That is the line. And y'all, that I seen, and he's asking him, when did you start watching the news? And he tells him, when I start working with you. And Duda lets him know, you don't work with me, you work for me. And I'm just as disgusted as Jake's face. And I just hope that Jake is not the one who pulls the trigger now that I'm looking at him. And y'all, he's just there to pay Jake's tuition. And pretty much, who is Duda if he did not meddle? So, you know, Jake is, again, looking as if, you know, his offer to pay for school, Jake is still like, I don't care who you are, and tells him no, like, he doesn't want a ride from him. So now we're at the restaurant with Darnell walking in with his Bluetooth, asking where Waithe is. Emmett is talking about, y'all only been dating for 2 months, so Darnell is like, he see forever, and Emmett's like, you said that about your third wife. And in my head, I'm like, Emmett, get over it. You're married. Either you're going to take that shit to the grave with you, or you're about to rebuttal after everything you see with Don and Darnell. And y'all, it seems as though they're really feeling each other. Alright, so next we're with Tiff and Keisha, and y'all, let's just say that the girls have come a long way since season 1. And I'm glad that they are showing how growth works. You can overcome the past with some people, and I'm not saying that we're all, but with the people, you know, you had that little childish beef with. Honestly, just at that time of your life beef, you can let that go. So Keisha is trying to decide what to wear, and Tiff is telling her, you know, they don't care about what you're wearing, they just care about the baby. And now we're introduced to Tabitha's Brown character, and it looks like her husband and her are trying to be adoptive parents for Keisha's baby. And y'all, it seems as if the two have really become friends. So I'm really excited to see how their friendship plays out throughout this season, okay? So now we're back at the restaurant with Darnell and Dom, all in the kitchen. And Dom, we can tell it's bothering y'all. She wasted no time and lets Darnell know that her and Emmett smashed. And I'm not really surprised at how Darnell took it, but Dom was. And y'all, I'm tripping how Darnell wasted no time putting that story together. How dare you propose to your wife, to your mistress, at the grand opening of y'all business. And y'all, I'm tripping because Darnell is messy. And so Emmett, like, I told her not to tell you, you can't hold water. So y'all, I'm really tripping because his ass knew Darnell wasn't going to trip either. He's just worried about Tiff finding out. And I believe it would just save Emmett the trouble to go ahead and tell Tiff, because one, it's going to always be tension until he does, and two, it's just too many people know now. Jada's like, she's just keeping it family now, and I'm just like, it would just be best to hear from the horse's mouth, especially if y'all call yourself having date nights. And Darnell's like, don't forget about date night. Tiff like, it's cool. Like, Emmett like, just gonna start writing your apology, okay? So next we're with Gemma, Kevin, and Jake, who are talking about some teacher who apparently thinks she's woke because she has a Black Lives Matter sign above her door. So Jake and Gemma seem to be on the same page about the class, and Kevin is like, he enjoys it, and Gemma like, of course you do. So Kevin's like, what you mean by that? And she's like, it would be nice for you to be on the right side of history every once in a while. And y'all, Kevin is like, so I can walk around with the attitude all day like you. Now wait a damn minute, Kevin. Don't start that mad black woman talk. And so Gemma's like, I don't have an attitude, Kevin. Like, yes, you do. And y'all, Gemma's like, I want to be with someone who I can have an intelligent debate with. And okay, so Kevin is like, I don't want to debate with you. I love you. And y'all, Jake is like, I'm never telling him I love her. So y'all, now I'm really trying to understand what led to the opening scene with Jake and Gemma. I really believe it's going to deal with the whole police brutality situation, but I mean, he just has some nerve saying that and be hiding in the hallways kissing on your girlfriend a month later. But anywho, y'all, This was Kevin's first time saying he had loved her, and y'all, they began having a whole little moment. So Kevin and Jake are about to split from Gemma to go to a basketball game, and Gemma's like, you're supposed to be going to this BAM meeting with me. And y'all, the only reason why I am mentioning this is because it's a black group called By Any Means Necessary, and I believe that this may be another connection between Jake and Gemma becoming so close, leading to this scene number 1 at the beginning, y'all. So I just can't wait to see how this happened, because she tried to act like she was hanging on our boy. Our boy act like he just so disgusted by her rich still. I don't know. I just don't know what happened for Jake to break the code. So next we're with Tracy, who is joined by Duda's and Candy's character Rose, who are there to invite Tracy to an event for community leaders. And y'all, I'm just glad that Tracy is now letting them feel as though that she needs them and don't need any help from the gangster mayor. But y'all, she lets them know that she liked his suit, and he takes that and runs with it, making a connection to make her laugh and give her an invite. And y'all, Duda is just a true manipulator, y'all. And he whispers something in Tracy's ear and tell her, I'm not who you think I am. And y'all, I think our girl was seduced the way that she looked. So y'all, the next scene is kind of hard pill to swallow for me, because it's Jake asking Kevin if he really loves Gemma, saying he can't believe he said that shit out loud. And Kevin is like, you'll understand one day, my friend. You need to get your ass a girlfriend. And whole time I'm like, he's going to take yours while you're telling him that. And y'all, I just really can't believe Jake broke the code. So y'all, I'm tripping, because Jake is like, when he do, I ain't having lunch with her daddy. And Kevin like, you know how bougie black people, you gotta get daddy approval and shit. And Jake is like, bump her and her rich ass daddy. And y'all, I'm just tripping, because Jake just don't understand how love goes. And y'all, he just don't know that he is going to be doing some things that he said he'll never do, like kiss Gemma in the stairwell. So Kevin and Jake are headed to the game, and they come across a group of kids. And y'all, the first thing dude does is check Kevin, calling him the Fresh Prince or something. And y'all, Kevin doesn't like conflict, so you know he's trying to ignore the dude. But Jake, little tough ass, y'all know he's gonna stand up for his. So dude took it a little too far, and like, don't end up like your brother. And y'all, to me, those are fighting words. So you know, Jake gets a little riled up, and I don't blame him. They're scuffling, and then the police is like, stop it. And so the boys stop, and y'all, they comply. Kevin and Jake are walking off, but this one officer, he decides to still mess with Jake, asking him for his ID. And I don't know why Jake didn't just show him his ID, but the officer then slams Jake and begins kicking and punching him repetitively. And Kevin is about to intervene, and then boom, an officer pulls a gun out on Kevin, causing him to drop to the ground. And so Maisha and Papa have arrived. Y'all, everyone is recording. Y'all, the officer pushed Jake in handcuffs and in the back of the squad car. So, y'all, the kids are at the restaurant. Y'all, I really have to find out the name of this actual restaurant. I just see something barbecue on the door. I don't know if it's a Sunday's barbecue, I don't know. But y'all can tell that the kids are really traumatized by the situation. So they are debating whether they should post it or not. And Maisha and Papa feel as though they should, to get, you know, notice, and it's the right thing. And Kevin tells them to delete it. Jake wouldn't want to be posted getting punched out by the police. But honestly, I think Kevin is speaking for himself. We can tell that our boy is traumatized, because Kevin has now rolled up him a little blunt. Kevin has found him some liquor. He's riding his bike around. He's drinking and driving. He's declining calls from Gemma. And y'all, just speaking of traumatizing situations, Keisha and her mom are visiting tablets of Brown characters Octavia and her husband Mark, who are giving weird energy. So Keisha flat out asks them, are y'all good? Because she's a child of divorce and she doesn't want her baby going through that. And Keisha, I feel you, because I am also a child of divorce and I don't want my kids to go through this. So I dare not put them through that. And so through the mess of choosing sides, feeling unloved by one, unloved by another, it's just a whole nother experience that I don't want my children to feel, whichever word. I don't know, y'all, but y'all, this episode is good. It's real good. So now we're with Dre, Tracy, and Jada, and I'm assuming that Tracy is catching them up on what went down earlier with Duda and Rose coming down to the Rock building. So Jada is like, he's starting to grow on her, and Tracy's like, I still think he is full of shit, and Dre agrees. So, but I'm tripping because in walks Duda and Rose, and again Tracy goes back into that look, and Jada peeps it too, and she's like, don't be staring at that married man. And so, y'all, I wouldn't put it past Tracy nor Duda that they'll smash at some point during this season, because we know that Rose and Duda, they don't even really like each other. They're just married for a business trip. So, y'all, they like, go get this check so we can go. And y'all, Tracy go on the fence like, I don't know if I should even be taking this check from him. Especially for Rock. And y'all, Tracy starts walking toward the area, and Duda and Rose were being ushered to. So next we're with Trig and Imani, who receives a call from Jake, and we can tell that something is wrong. How Trig goes out the door, but I'm confused on why Kevin, Papa, and my ish didn't take their ass to tell Trig what went down. So we've made it to the movie night, and we see that our girl Dom and Keisha are making edibles when in walk Emmett and Darnell with the VHS and VCR. So y'all, we can tell that our boy Emmett is about to have an anxiety attack from the shared laughs between Tiff and Dom. Y'all, I just wish that his ass would tell Tiff before it's too late. So now we're with Tracy, and she has made it to the table of Duda and Rose. Y'all, he's pulling out her Tracy's chair, giving her compliments, and I just feel like it's just a little too much, especially when you're married, but that's just me. So he is praising the organization, and then he excuses himself for a phone call. But y'all, I am tripping because Rose wasted no time asking Tracy if she would like to smash Duda, and gives her permission to, saying that she does not mind sharing. And y'all, I'm like, this lady is crazy. But he comes back, he excuses himself again, saying that he has an emergency, and tells Rose, to step in. And I think this has to do with Jake, because what other emergency could it be? So y'all, I'm tripping because Tracy did not say yes or no. And y'all, did y'all peep that the masseuse guy was sending Jada drinks at the restaurant? So we see that they are still going strong with the massage appointments, or either Jada is going to be a cougar this season. So we have now made it to the hospital. Trig and Duda make it around the same time. Jake is pressed to see Duda and asking him why is he there, and Duda lets him know that it's still his responsibility to look after him. So Trig is pissed, and he's like, whoever did this, I want them in a body bag. And Duda's like, calm down. So he was like, how can I stay calm when they have my brother shackled to the bed like an animal? And y'all, Duda yells at the guard, take the shackles off him. The officer like, he's under strict orders, and Duda's like, do you know who the fuck I am? And unshackle him, or you are going to lose your job. So Trig is like, he wants the charges dropped because the last thing he needs is a record. And Duda's like, that's easy. I will get that taken care of, and the best care. And so Trig is like, bump the best care. He shouldn't even be here. And Duda's like, he can't control crooked cops. He don't like them either, and it's handled. So now we're with the Williams family, and Keisha is expressing how the adoptive parents' house seems sad, and Keisha y'all. So in walks Kevin, drunk as hell, high as hell, stumbling, and they ask him, you know, what's wrong, and all he could say is the police, and before walking to his room. So Lena comes in, she sits beside him, she's asking him if he wants to talk about it, and Kevin is like, no. So we're back at the movie night, y'all, and either the edibles got Emmett sweating hard, or that is his conscience, but y'all, he is sweating bricks as they're watching Soul Food, and I'm okay. I'm like, okay, y'all, I am peeping the irony of this episode title, but Keisha and Darnell are quoting lines from the movie, y'all. Our boy Emmett is either going to fall out or shit a brick, or maybe it's just him hallucinating from those edibles, but I don't know, he's going crazy. But y'all, Darnell's like, damn boy, you sweating, and all I could think about was, did this man bring this movie on purpose with his messy ass? So Dom and Tiff are still up, and Tiff is thanking Dom for, you know, taking a chance on her man. And if she didn't, they wouldn't be in the circumstance that they are. And, you know, her man just did not have their best reputation. So Dom was like, no. They say it started from the home, and the best thing you could have did was marry him. So Dom seems like she is going to cave into Tiff with going into business, with making the edibles. So we're going to see how that goes. Maybe that will bring more girl talk, and Dawn make a mistake, y'all. I'm just really trying to figure out how. I just really hope that Tiff doesn't find out from anybody else besides Emmett. Y'all know how that is to find out something from somebody that shouldn't even be the person you find out from. Get my head hurt for you. Alright, so now we're with Keisha and Kevin. Keisha's asking Kevin, did he want to talk about it? And he's like, no, he don't want to go to no therapy. So she's like, talk to somebody, maybe Jake, talk to someone you know who is dealing with the same thing. It can be helpful because when you're alone, you start to know and try to make things that are not okay, and blaming yourself and feeling alone. So now we're with Keisha and Tabitha Brown's character, who has come to give a peace offering and to tell the truth that she and her husband are actually going through a divorce. So she just wanted a child for so long that he agreed to come and help her to increase her chances of getting a baby. So Keisha tells her that she wants the baby to be raised in a 2-parent household. So now we're with Jake in the hospital, hearing about his headline story on the news of his viral video. So Kevin walks in, and Jake like, about time, and Kevin gives him some BS excuse about not liking hospitals, and Jake was like, I don't like hospitals either. Maybe if I wore my uniform, I would have walked away. And Kevin said, no, I was able to walk away because I listened to the police and got on the ground. And Jake is like, you should have had my back. And Kevin's like, what was I supposed to do? Fight the police? And Jake was like, get the shit on tape. And Kevin's like, Maisha did. And Jake tell him that she more of a rider than you. So Kevin is about to go. Then in walks Papa, saving the awkwardness between the two. So now we're with Jada, who obviously has set up a massage appointment in the middle of the night. So the masseuse bae has made it. He didn't bring his massage table. He's thinking of doing a little something different. They go to dinner. So y'all, it looks like the boy is applying pressure, but Jada has to let him know, stop calling me Miss Washington. So we're back at the hospital, and the boys are watching the video. And honestly, Kevin seems to be the only one disturbed because Jake is asking, what are the people saying, and talking about the amount of views he has. So now we're with Tracy painting the rock building, and in walks Duty, y'all. And I think they are about to do it, but she is asking him, what is he doing there? And he tells her that, he wanted to help. And she's like, aren't you a little overdressed? And y'all, He begins to take off his jacket, seducing that girl. Tracy can't help but to look at Duda. He apologizes to her about her son, and he begins to help her paint. And y'all, next we retreat and eat money, and she's telling him of someone's whereabouts, and he's masking up before he begins attacking this runner who looks like the police, who actually beat up Jake. So now Lena is this season opener. I'm not gonna lie. You did your thing, girl. Like, y'all, make sure that you like and subscribe below. Make sure that you hit that bell to make sure that you get notifications for next week. Because, y'all, this is going to be a good season. So, y'all will be seeing me next week.